Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. So we have the ALNA skill trailer breakdown much earlier than I was expecting. We're gonna go ahead, get into it, and then break it down. Let's go.
You will remember the touch of winter.
ALNA watches over the mountains in the far north. It's said that her entire family was wiped out by Hypogean minions. The tragedy sowed the seed of vengeance in her heart. I know her as the bravest vanquisher.
So we have the Specialization, AFK Stages, and Supreme Arena, basically PvP, and this is very along the lines of what I was expecting. Usually the third Celestial Hypogean of a season, whether it be Athalia, Saida in the past two seasons, they're usually PvP focused, not really Dream Realm related heroes, and it looks like ALNA will be the same. But AFK Stage is very interesting as actually the first Specialization. I don't know, she could maybe be something like Saida. She has specialization with other melee heroes, which is what we were predicting based on her kit from AFK Arena. Baelran, Perseus, Pheromore, Shakir. So let's go ahead and continue.
Of the Hypogeans. The more daunting the battle, the stronger her resolve. That makes her a respectable figure among us Celestials. ALNA embodies winter, thriving in the biting wind that serves as her armor. At the start of battle, ALNA blankets the battlefield in frost, reducing the haste and range of all units. When Winter Anthem is
Haste and range? Okay, range is kind of crazy. Because imagine you have like a hero which Shamir who already has kind of low range of 4 or maybe even a 5 range hero. I don't know how much is going to reduce their range by, but that is actually really interesting. And then also the haste reduction onto the enemies. I think you can see the frost snowflakes like sprinkling on the battlefield. I think that's the indicator of all of this. But that is really interesting. It reduces though the haste and range of even your allies, right? So you're going to want to use her in a melee team where already you're like, one range, right? You're forcing the enemies to kind of walk up towards you and you're already at that one range. So you're just going to get the advantage. But you are going to haste debuff yourself as well.
Actively used, she lets out a battle cry and summons a blizzard. The blizzard strips all enemies of their haste buffs and periodically deals damage to all of them.
Damage looks actually pretty decent amount of damage, but it's going to remove the haste buff. So for example, if you have like a Damien on the team, a Twins ultimate on the team, that haste buff is going to be stripped off of the enemies when she actively casts her ultimate, which is interesting.
During this time, when ALNA or the Winter Warrior takes damage, they can recover a certain amount of health over the next few seconds.
So I guess during the active cast of her ultimate, they can, her or her Winter Warrior ally who she's going to appoint, they're going to have some bonus HP recovery, which is interesting. Okay, cool.
ALNA's presence on the battlefield inspires others. An ally deployed in the same row as ALNA becomes a Winter Warrior.
So they say an ally deployed in the same row, but I believe it is only going to be one ally because this is a pretty strong effect. The buff she's going to provide to her Winter Warrior ally. And you want to have them placed in the same row, but that's interesting because in AFK Arena, it had to be the frontmost ally, but here you could maybe even be more backline, but they just have to be in the same row as you, which is interesting because then you can take advantage of like backline artifacts like Divine Favor, for example, and things like that. Yeah.
Winter Warrior is immune to the haste reduction effect of Winter Anthem and permanently gains a boost to their max health.
Boost to maximum health. That's good for heroes like Baelran or even melee heroes who just want more survival. You're going to be immune to the haste reduction, which is even more value because all other heroes on the field are going to be reduced in haste. And that's just really cool.
When Shared Resolve is actively used, ALNA deals damage by thrusting her spear at enemies, recovering health for herself and the Winter Warrior.
So she can have some self-sustain and also sustain for a Winter Warrior with that active cast of that skill.
She keeps wielding her spear, dealing damage 2 times to enemies within the radius of an arc in front.
So
then she swings her spear at all surrounding enemies, dealing damage and reducing their haste for a period of time.
So another haste reduction debuff in like a one tile cone in front of her, so other melee basically enemies are going to be hit by this, further reducing their haste.
When ALNA marches to war, the snow itself paves her path. Once ALNA unlocks her exclusive skill, she can envelop herself in icy winds. She becomes immune to damage and control effects while her exclusive skill is active.
I think you can tell if you look at her character model here. It is kind of, even Baelran, they're kind of like shiny, right? I think that means they're having this skill and effect, meaning they're immunity to damage, and probably all forms of damage, I'm assuming, and immune to control effects. And this can be really helpful for Baelran to, you know, get him going and set up, because Baelran just needs to get some ascensions, and then he can solo, like basically solo enemy teams. And so ALNA actually might be a really good ally for Baelran, which is really interesting in PvP.
After her exclusive skill is upgraded, the Winter Warrior will also gain the same immunity. When the health of ALNA...
You see it at the beginning of battle, her and her Winter Warrior get this effect, and that is really strong. That's really strong. Immunity to damage, and it's for lasting for several seconds. We don't know exactly the duration, and immune to control effects as well.
Or the Winter Warrior falls below a certain threshold for the first time, Chilling Presence will be triggered once. This effect can only be triggered once per hero in each battle.
Okay, so there's going to be another free trigger when the hero drops below 50% health, which is just going to be more added value for her and her Winter Warrior. It can be triggered on each of them one time, kind of like Aliceth type, you know, but obviously this is at 50% health is when it gets triggered. Aliceth is on the point of death. So we have this.
The blizzard swirling around ALNA makes enemies shiver and slows their movement.
When did that come? That it slows their movement. I know it reduces the haste and attack range of enemies, but it's not even really saying it over here, but it said in like the script of this video, reducing their movement.
Inspired by her presence, the Winter Warrior will join ALNA in her fight for peace. Baelran once fought alongside ALNA. He described ALNA as the one who always leads the charge, turning snowstorms against the enemy and slowing them to a crawl. That same storm also circles to shield her and her allies. In battle, he explained, the storm becomes a frozen sanctuary, holding back the Hypogeans' desperate fury. Thanks to the combined efforts of all, the Hypogeans...
Guys, Baelran is going to be an absolute monster with ALNA. He might actually be the best combination with ALNA. I was definitely thinking Perseus would be the best combo with ALNA, giving him that immunity to damage. And like, he can just tear through teams quickly. And I think that's going to be really strong. But also protecting Baelran long enough to get easy ascensions. That is something we've been wanting for, like, that's basically the thing which can unlock Baelran's full potential. Because once Baelran is ascended, it's very difficult to beat him in PvP.
Were successfully repelled. ALNA comes across as cold and aloof, so I suggested she learn a few cold jokes that humans enjoy. I mean, she breathes cold air after all. It's a perfect fit. Anyway, if the Hypogeans ever show themselves again, I'm certain ALNA will call forth an avalanche powerful enough to bury them for good.
Okay guys, so ALNA is a very interesting hero, but you have to realize she is going to be a PvP or maybe even AFK stage focused hero, meaning for the majority of players, she is going to be a skip because you want to save your resources for the meta Dream Realm heroes so that you can perform well, rank well, and earn more resources. That is going to be the thing. So ALNA actually reminds me a lot of a hero like Dunlinger, which is that, you know, tech option for PvP, and Dunlinger has been a beast in PvP for a long time, and I think ALNA as well can be pretty BC, because she's going to just provide huge value to her other Winter Warrior ally, and then also value for the whole team by debuffing the enemies and reducing even attack range. Some really interesting basically characteristics as a tech option for PvP. And for AFK stages, I do think she is going to be pretty good. You know, we've had like these major wall stages in Apex for this season, and now people are finding ways of trying to clear through them. However, maybe ALNA is going to be really well geared for these statue stages in AFK stages. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of lined up to be that way, so that ALNA is actually going to be the hero to make your life a lot easier in that area. But overall, I'm really excited about her. There are two different basically strategies I'm gonna plan for PvP. One is ALNA with Bailran, and then maybe Twins as well, because Twins can also provide healing and you know, buffs for your team. And like I think that could be really an interesting like Celestial Hypogean team. And then another team I'm thinking is Perseus and ALNA with Zandrock, because you'll always want to have Zandrock when you're running Perseus in case the enemy has Kulu, so that you can't, like, you know, block off your Perseus, and ALNA can just protect the Perseus and go for a comp like that. Maybe even a Mauler team, like, you know, Coco with her charms onto Perseus, and then you have Zandrock and then one other Mauler hero, maybe Shakira. I don't know. There's some potential for a team like that for PvP as well. But definitely ALNA is going to seem like a PvP staple as of right now. Obviously, we don't know exact numbers, and the most important number is actually how long are her and her Winter Warrior ally going to be immune to damage for and immune to control effects. Because if that is a long duration, like in AFK Arena, people were telling me it goes up to 9 seconds with skill upgrades. If it is that long in AFK Journey, that is going to be absolutely absurd. I don't think it's going to be that long. Like, if I had to predict, I would think maybe 5 to 6 seconds, which is still pretty game changing. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think that she's going to be a really interesting hero, but again, she is going to be mainly just an investment that whales will, or high spenders will be able to commit to, because we've had really impactful heroes this season, like Aliceth, who is kind of still the #1 priority to be building for this season, and even Mihira #2, because she has some Dream Realm usage. And we'll also have Ravage Realm usage for both of them, most likely. And then also, we know in the next season, a new Celestial Hypogean will be coming up, probably right at the beginning of the new season. And it could very well be the Hypogean support we've been waiting for. Because after Celestial, there will be coming a Hypogean. And you know, we haven't had the Hypogean support counterpart of basically Rainier. And if we have something like that, supports have been absolutely crazy in this game. And that's also something you want to consider saving up for. And yeah, so basically, I think do not, for the majority of players, probably do not pull ALNA. However, for the higher spenders, the PvP focused players, ALNA is a really cool, interesting hero. And we'll have to see how good she functions in AFK stages as well. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about ALNA in the comment section down below. Are you excited for her? What other ideas do you have? Maybe for team comps with her? Let me know. That's always interesting to hear. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.